History books often tell us what happened, but they rarely tell us how it really began. Today's story is not about war alone. It is about failure, humiliation, manipulation, and fear. This is the dark and disturbing rise of one man who changed the world forever. His name was Adolf Hitler, and what you are about to hear was never meant to be remembered this way. Adolf Hitler was born in 1889 in a small town in Austria. He was not powerful, not rich, and not respected. As a child, he dreamed of becoming an artist. But his dreams were crushed when he was rejected twice by the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. Rejected, humiliated, angry. Hitler soon became homeless, sleeping in shelters and surviving on scraps. This failure planted a dangerous seed inside him, a belief that the world had cheated him. When World War I began, Hitler finally found purpose. He joined the German army and fought bravely. For him, war was not horror, it was identity. But Germany lost, and that defeat shattered him completely. The Treaty of Versailles blamed Germany for the war, destroyed its economy, and humiliated its people. Hitler did not just feel anger. He felt revenge growing inside him. Hitler soon realized something terrifying. He was not strong with weapons, but he was powerful with words. His speeches were emotional, loud, and full of blame. He promised Friede, power, revenge, a new Germany. Desperate people listened. Fear made them believe. Hope made them follow. In 1923, Hitler tried to overthrow the government. He failed. He was arrested and sent to prison. But prison did not silence him. Inside his cell, he wrote Mein Kampf, a book filled with dangerous ideas that later shaped Nazi ideology. Ironically, prison turned him from a criminal into a political symbol. Germany was suffering. Unemployment was rising. Families were starving. Hitler offered simple answers to complex problems. He used fear of outsiders, fake enemies, national pride. Slowly, democracy collapsed. In 1933, Adolf Hitler became Chancellor of Germany. Legally, peacefully, and that made him even more dangerous. Once in power, Hitler destroyed opposition, controlled media, and built a cult around himself. The result? World War II. The Holocaust. Over 60 million deaths. All born from one man's obsession with power and control. History did not start with monsters. It started with a broken man who learned how to control fear. Adolf Hitler did not rise because he was strong. He rose because people stopped questioning. This is why history matters. Because when fear speaks louder than truth, history repeats itself. This was not just a story. It was a warning. If you want more dark, hidden history they never taught you in school, subscribe to Train to History, because some truths are buried for a reason. In the last part, we saw how one broken man rose from humiliation to absolute power. But history's darkest chapters do not end with victory. They end with paranoia, destruction, and fear. This is the story of how Adolf Hitler lost everything he once controlled. After early victories in Europe, Hitler began to believe something dangerous. That he was chosen, that he could never lose. Generals who questioned him were silenced. Experts were ignored. Hitler trusted only one voice, his own. This arrogance would soon cost millions of lives. In 1941, Hitler made a fatal decision. He invaded the Soviet Union. He believed the war would end quickly. He was wrong. Russian winters froze soldiers to death. Supply lines collapsed. German troops starved, trapped in endless snow. This invasion broke the German army. From that moment on, defeat was inevitable soon. Enemies surrounded Germany from all sides. Britain bombed German cities. The United States entered the war. Soviet forces pushed back mercilessly. German civilians paid the price. Entire cities turned into ashes. The leader who promised glory delivered only destruction. As defeat became obvious, Hitler disappeared underground. Literally, he hid in a bunker beneath Berlin. There, he became paranoid. He accused generals of betrayal. He refused to accept reality. He still believed in miracles. Outside, Berlin burned. Inside, Hitler waited for a victory that would never come. why April 1945, Soviet troops were just streets away. Germany was finished. Hitler married Eva Braun in the bunker. A strange ceremony surrounded by death. Days later, he made his final decision. Rather than face capture, Hitler chose death. On April 30th, 1945, he ended his own life that Hitler's empire collapsed instantly. The Nazi regime fell. The war in Europe ended days later. What remained? Millions of graves, destroyed nations, a scar on human history. His name became a symbol, not of power, but of evil and warning. Adolf Hitler did not fall because of enemies alone. He fell because he rejected truth. He silenced opposition. He believed fear was strength. History teaches us one lesson clearly. When power goes unquestioned, humanity suffers. This was not just the end of a man. It was the collapse of an illusion. If you want more dark history, hidden truths, and real stories, subscribe to Train to History.